lower organization in plants and animals. All living organisms are made up of cells. Cells are the basic unit of life. Many life forms consist of a single cell and they are known as unicellular organisms. Most microorganisms are unicellular. Amoeba, paramecium, yeast, euglena, etc. are examples of unicellular organisms. Amoeba is a type of protozoa and does not have a definite shape. Amoebiasis, a severe infection of the large intestine, is caused by the amoeba Entamoeba histolytica. Amoeba projects parts of its cells to create jelly-like tentacles called pseudopodia. The amoeba uses these pseudopodia to move and grab prey. Paramecium is also a protozoan, which is ciliate, means it has cilia for its movement. Yeasts are eukaryotic microorganisms classified in the kingdom fungi. Most of us know yeast is a very helpful organism, especially in baking, winemaking, and brewing. Euglena is also a unicellular flagellate from Protista group. It is unique in itself because it behaves like both plant as well as animal. It resembles plant because it has chloroplast and performs photosynthesis and moves with a strong flagella, so acts like an animal. So all these organisms whose body is made up of one cell only are known as unicellular organisms. In these organisms, the single cell performs all life functions. Other organisms made of number of cells are known as multicellular organisms. Within multicellular organisms, cells are organized in some collective form and work together to carry out specific functions. In multicellular organisms, the cells become dependent on one another. In multicellular organisms also, cells are the basic unit of structure and function. All types of cells serve specific functions within the organism. There are various types of cells in the blood, and each type of cells perform a particular function. Blood cells, nerve cells, bone cells, muscle cells, etc. are the types of cells present in human body. Most multicellular creatures are either plants or animals. Plants and animals look different and act different, but deep down both of them are made up of cells. These are plant cells and these are animal cells. Both the cells have three critical parts in common: the nucleus, the cytoplasm, and the membrane. Cytoplasm is a thick, jelly-like material filling the entire space and providing medium to other organelles. The nucleus contains most of the cell's genetic material and is responsible for running all reactions happening in the cell. When we compare the structure of these two cells, both are covered by a thin membrane known as cell membrane, but the cell membrane of a plant cell is also surrounded by a tough membrane known as the cell wall. These are the cells, the basic unit of life. These are animal cells. the cells group together to form tissues. A tissue is an ensemble of cells, not necessarily identical, but from the same origin. These cells get ensembled like the bricks forming a wall. In both the cases, once the units are arranged, whether they are cells or bricks, structures thus formed carry out a specific function. A non-living material called the intercellular matrix fills the spaces between the cells, and to keep the bricks together, some adhesive material is used. Our body has different types of cells, and based on the types of cells, tissues are also of different types. 4 types of tissues are present: epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscle tissue and nerve tissue. All 4 categories of tissues in the human body, epithelial, connective, nervous and muscular, perform different functions. Epithelial tissue protects your body from moisture loss, bacteria and internal injury. The cells of the epithelial tissue pack tightly together to form continuous sheets that serve as a lining in different parts of the body. Muscular tissue is composed of cells that have the special ability to shorten or contract in order to produce movement of the body parts. Muscle tissue present in human body is divided into 3 types: cardiac, smooth, and skeletal. Nervous tissue forms the nervous system, which is responsible for coordinating the activities and movements of your body through its network of nerves. Parts of the nervous system include the brain, spinal cord and nerves. The cells in the nervous tissue generate and conduct impulses necessary to protect and ensure proper functioning of our body. Connective tissue is the most abundant and the most widely distributed of the tissues. The common types of connective tissues found in the human body: ordinary loose connective tissue, fat tissue, dense fibrous tissue, cartilage, bone, blood and lymph, which are all considered connective tissue. Blood connects the body systems together, bringing the needed oxygen, nutrients, hormones and removing the waste. All these tissues join to form an organ. An organ is the next level of organization in the body. An organ is a structure that contains at least 2 different types of tissues functioning together for a common purpose. So we can say that an organ is made up of tissues that work together to perform a specific activity. Examples: heart, brain, kidney, etc. Tissues cannot always perform complex jobs on their own, so they have to group together to form organs. For example, the heart's function is to pump blood. It is made up of muscle tissue, nerve tissue and connective tissue, holding it all together. Some jobs are too big and complex to be done by a single organ. Organs often work together to form systems. For example, digestion is so complex that it requires several organs to accomplish the process of digestion. The organs like the mouth, salivary glands, esophagus, stomach, pancreas, liver, gallbladder, small and large intestines all work together to digest and absorb the food. So all these organs, mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine and large intestine, liver, etc., form a system known as digestive system. The main role of the digestive system is to break down and to absorb the nutrients that are necessary for growth and maintenance. Similarly, there are many different organs which form different systems in our body. Trachea, alveoli, lungs, and diaphragm together form respiratory system. The main role of the respiratory system is to provide gas exchange between the blood and the environment. Kidneys, ureters, bladder, and urethra are organs present in human excretory system. The main role of the excretory system is to filter out cellular waste, toxins and excess water. Like this, there are 10 major organ systems in our body. Circulatory system transports nutrients, gases, hormones and waste throughout the body. The nervous system controls all physiological processes along with the endocrine system. This is lymphatic system. Its main role is to destroy and remove invading microbes. The main role of the excretory system is to filter out the waste produced by the other systems. Oxygen is absorbed and carbon dioxide is expelled from the body through this system. The main role of the reproductive system is to produce cells that allow reproduction. The skeletal system provides a framework to our body and protects our delicate internal organs. Along with the skeletal system, muscular system works to provide movement of our body organs. In fact, the skin is the largest organ in the human body that forms the integumentary system. There are many different types of cells in human body. None of these cells can function alone. They are part of a larger organism that is called you. Plants, like animals, have a division of labor between their different cells, tissues and tissue systems. These are plant cells. They are the building blocks of all plants. As there are various types of cells in our body, plants too have different types of cells. Parenchymatous cells, collenchymatous cells, sclerenchymatous cells, vessels, tracheids, sieve cells, companion cells, etc. All these types of cells develop from a group of cells known as meristematic cells that have the ability to divide. These are densely packed cells that keep on dividing to form new cells. Out of these dividing cells, parenchyma cells are the main kind of cells. Other cells get differentiated from these cells. Cells join to form larger units known as tissues. Levels of cellular organization in plants are also the same. It starts with cells and continues with tissues, organs, systems and ends with plant body. Different types of tissues are formed from different types of cells. Dermal tissue, ground tissue, vascular tissue. Dermal tissue is primarily made up of parenchymatous cells arranged in a single layer of cells. Main role of this tissue is protection of the plant. Ground tissue makes up the bulk of the plant, consisting of parenchymatous cells, collenchymatous cells, sclerenchymatous cells. This tissue is responsible for diverse functions, including photosynthesis, storage and support. Vascular tissue is formed of many types of cells. These cells combine to form complex tissues, xylem and phloem. These complex tissues form transport system which is known as vascular tissue of plant. Xylem tissue is formed from more than one kind of cells. It is a complex tissue meant for the conduction of water and mineral salts. Phloem tissue is also formed of a number of cells and responsible for the conduction of food materials. All of these tissue systems join to form an organ. The same set of tissues arranged in a slightly different manner form another organ of plant body. Plants have fewer organs as compared to animals. Leaves, stem, roots, flowers, fruits, seeds, etc. are the main organs of almost all flowering plants. In case of plants, organs are known as parts. Each of these parts is formed of more than one type of tissue system. Several organs or parts form a system which is responsible for performing a specific function. In higher plants, the plant body is divided into root system and shoot system. The root system fixes the plant in the soil and absorbs water and minerals for the plant. So this system plays an important role in anchoring the plant as well as conduction of water and minerals from soil to the aerial parts of the plant. The shoot system mainly comprises of stem. The stem supports many other parts of plant like leaves, flowers and fruits.